This is the lava housing tutorial. I'm going to be teaching two routes, the top-down lava housing and the full floor, or the manhunt lava housing route. So for the bastion settings, we have bastion set to housing, spawn point set to center chest, terrain to disabled, and we'll set the floor material to netherrack. The left armor doesn't matter because we're going to start with the manhunt route. For the um, hotbar, we just have our tools, our blocks, our food. The block count varies a lot, but anywhere 10 to 20 is probably enough. Depending on the route, it might need a little bit more. So we're going to start with what lava housing even is. This lava pours down from the top and then covers the entire bastion, and you can see it's all over our gold blocks here, and it kills all the piglins that are in there, and it actually drains out the front too. Weird quirk with the practice map is that it takes a while for this actually to fall out of the front, so you have to wait a little bit before you want to do your practice, because this will mess up with piglins pathing a lot if you start right away, and generally it won't be like that in actual runs. It'll just already be there. So how the lava housing actually route works is we just kind of have to manage the lava. It actually doesn't do a ton if you are really good at managing it. So what we're going to do is break this chest and punch a pig and then swap the heart. Same as we do with any other manhunt route. And then swap back to easy just for safety. And it's very important to put on gold armor because there's this piglin here that's dangerous, and then also this piglin here that's dangerous. If you have gold armor, they just don't bother you because you're too far away to have aggroed them, so they're not even going to be mad at you. And if you just have gold armor, it's really easy. But if you don't, you can still drop the gold. It's not too bad. So after breaking the chest, we run in through here, and we can see like this lava kind of gets in our way a bit, so we have to kind of go around it. And then we place 2 blocks here, and these 2 blocks actually block off this lava and create a 1 block kind of gap for them to go through. And how pigment pathing works is they won't go directly next to lava. They need a 1 block gap. And then after you place those 2 blocks there, you open up these 2 blocks, and that actually just creates a little staircase for them. So they'll path here, they'll get stuck on the lava, and then they'll realize that they can go around this way and then come up here. So you can make them come up into this lower part like that. And then what we do is we just block ourselves in here. And once we're in here, we could also loot armor. That's kind of nice to do sometimes. And then we build up here and break up behind us. And then we can just run down here. And now that we're down here, we have to block off this lava. So we block off these 2 close pieces, and then make sure you block off this far piece. And this far piece is actually really important for them to be able to path through. But you do the close pieces, then the far piece. Because of how the pathing works, they'll just kind of get stuck here for a little bit on this lava. And then once you place this, they'll be like, okay, now we can make it. And when you kind of do that ordering, it's really, really fast. And so the piglins will have pretty smooth pathing. The problem is if they all bunch up, then they'll like jump out all at once and then they'll push each other into lava. So the key and the essence of this route is speed. So I'm going to try and show it in full speed and maximize the piglin count. So after you do this, obviously you just block yourself up like normal and then dig down. But here we actually have to open up the right side instead of the left side, because the right side actually is way better for the pathing. They'll kind of get weird and stuck if you do the left side. So we do the right side, we get all this gold. And then after dropping the gold back, we go up out of our pit, and then we have to go get the backup blocks. So we can just go build up like this and just grab the backup blocks. And then after we grab the backup blocks, of course, we can drop those and then loot the chest. So the route itself is actually like, it's pretty complicated. I guess there is kind of a lot going on, but once you get it down, it's really, really good. So I'm going to wait a little bit for this lava to flow. And in the meantime, I like clearing off my hotbar so that I can have a higher chance of getting a gold item right away onto my bar. And I'm going to do everything that I said earlier, and I'm going to try to describe it really quickly, but I'm going to be doing a lot, so it's going to be kind of hard. So I'm going to break this chest. We got some gold on our bar. I'm going to punch a pig, swap the hard, and there's a pig above me, so I'm going to swap back to easy and drop a piece of gold. I hit once, but we can run in here, and then we're going to drop that guy gold because we don't have time, and make the thing there. But then we're going to grab our armor and then go up here, and then open the pigs up, and I took a little bit too long, so they're already burning. Um, but we can swap back to hard if we want. Um, we just open this all up like normal, and they should all start pathing into our pit that we have here. So um, it's it's all about speed. We have 12 piglins, and I heard like at least 3 burn. And if I was just a little bit faster with my movement and my block placing, I don't think any of them would have burned because it all would have just been perfect. So then, anyway, we run out of here, and then I like kind of doing this little staircase because then it's really easy to get down. Grab these backup blocks. You can kind of grab them like this, which is kind of weird, but it's like kind of nice too. And then drop them back to that gold, loot this chest, and if you want to make a little spot to throw out all of our junk, you can do that over here. So yeah, that's the route. It's really good for Manhunt, but it's definitely a little bit to learn and memorize. But honestly, once you get it down, it's not very dangerous or anything. Like, it's mostly just the manhunt part that's dangerous, which is always dangerous. But I want to show a variation on this route, which is actually, this is good to know for regular manhunt as well, but it's when you have lava floor manhunt. So there are 3 different variations of lava floor manhunt, and or there's like a lot more than that, sorry, but like 3 kind of ideas, I guess, is the best way to say it. So um, a lot of the block placements and stuff is kind of just intuitive, and you just have to like like kind of, I don't have anything specifically memorized. I kind of just know like, okay, I see here piglins can't jump up diagonally, so I need to place a block here so that they can jump up here. So if I were to do full floor manhunt on this, or if I were to do a manhunt on this like wet floor, then I would place a block there for the piglins path. But also, I don't connect like every side. I just don't bother with it. I usually just connect one side and then I go through because it's pretty dangerous as a route. I highly, highly recommend actually looting this chest first and then getting gold armor out of that, especially if you're like over here. You could just quickly loot it like through here or just like go around. Because it makes this route so much safer, and then you can pre-build all of the stuff as you're coming over to the manhunt. It just makes it so much safer, so much faster, so much like easier, more consistent. But if you don't have the luxury of doing that, I will show you how to do it. It's very dangerous. I actually might die, but I will try not to die. So there's a few different variations. So there's this variation where you place like these blocks like this, and then you kind of run through, and then you can just, all you have to do is place these 2 blocks, and the piglins will path through here. And that is like one variation, but we can reset for a second variation, and this is the like, I don't know if there's like a proper term for it, but like it's just the variation where you have to bridge. And so there's 2 ways to do this, and I'm going to let you decide what you want to do, but I personally prefer this first way that I'm going to show you, and the second way is also a very valid option that a lot of people do. So the first way is slightly riskier, but it's higher pig count, and I think I just like it more. So what you do is you break the chest, and then when you have to bridge, you drop a piece, and then you just start your bridge, and then you just finish the bridge kind of like that, and then the piglins will have been distracted for enough time, as long as you do everything well, that you have enough time to complete this whole bridge, and then they'll path and come and get you afterwards. So that's kind of what you have to do there. Crossbow pigs are a big deal, so sometimes it's nice to throw the goal up so that you can distract the crossbow pigs hopefully earlier, and then they won't snipe you. But if you hear them loading up, you might have to be extra cautious by throwing extra gold or something. But the other way of doing it that's safer, definitely safer, but it kills the pigs a lot of the time, is to make a little double stack here and then drop the gold at the top of the double stack. And when you kind of do that, the piglins will see this gold and they'll get distracted, so they won't be able to shoot you. And they'll kind of just, you'll have as much time as you need to build this whole bridge. And you have to kind of crank all the way over to the end. You can't like really place the blocks very well on there, so you kind of just crank over and finish this bridge, and then you go grab that and then let them up. And the problem is that they're all bunched up, and then you let them up and they push each other off. But it is just objectively safer, because when you have that there, you're just, even if you mess up your speed bridge or you slow bridge or anything, the piglins shouldn't shoot you. There's a chance they do if they have a loaded crossbow and they immediately fire on you, but for the most part they won't. So I'm just gonna do my way of doing it because I'm just more used to it. And I'll show kind of how it looks. The rest of the route will be the exact same, so I won't really bother with it, but I'm gonna wait a little bit for the lava to flow. Oh, by the way, the third variation, wait, sorry, I should do this. Yeah, the third variation looks like this. It's you fill in on the left side here, and the piglins kind of, it's like, there's like a left side one where you can just fill it in, there's a right side one where you can just fill it in while you're running, and then there's the bridge one where you have the bridge in the middle. So, yeah, you just have to get comfortable with all of them. But I'm going to show the bridge one because the bridge one is like by far the hardest. So I'm gonna reset for bridge, and I'm not gonna move because I don't want the piglins to move around too much. And I'm gonna just wait for the lava to flow down on us. Wait, this is not the correct variation. That's also left side. It's also left side. Okay, here's a bridge variation. So you can see how random these outside housing parts are. You just have to get really used to it. And like, I can even see here, like this guy will path over, but like it's kind of nice to place blocks for them sometimes so that they path a little bit better. Anyway, I'm gonna try my best here. This is very dangerous, which is why I always like pre-building the bridge and pre-looting the chest. But if you don't have the time, or you're coming in from this side, usually you can't do that. So I'm gonna break this chest, punch that pig, and then drop a piece of gold here, and then okay, so my issue there, honestly, that's like good learning experience for me. Just don't punch a pig on these, because that pig didn't get distracted by the gold and knocked me off. So I'm gonna redo this. Apologies for my terrible play, but it's okay. So don't punch a pig. That's the biggest learning experience I have from that. So I'm gonna just block up here like this, and then drop that piece of gold, and then hopefully they'll be distracted for long enough for me to build this bridge. And then now, once we're here, we can do the rest of the stuff. This guy's kind of being away. So yeah, and from here it's just normal. Put them up, put down here. I misplaced. We kind of just fix it, and then yeah. All right, that's it. It's just like when you kind of understand like how the Bastion works, you can like fix issues, or like how the pathing works and stuff. You can fix issues like that. So hopefully it's like you understand. You need a 1 block gap. Okay, so that's how to do the bridge. Very dangerous. I would definitely recommend pre-building the bridge and pre-looting a piece of armor. But sometimes, you're playing for like risky and fast. Like you can see I lost a lot of pigs here too, but I still have a lot over here. Just definitely not as many. So that's that. Now I'll move on to top down. Top down is an amazing route. I love this route so much. We're gonna set our spawn point to top, and I will show off kind of the different variations. So when it's triple, the route works like this, and all three of the routes are very similar, but they're slightly different. So we loot this top chest, and then you can go over here and safe loot the other triple. That's chill. And then once we come back here, we aggro like normal. So we aggro this chest, and then often what you'll have to do is throw a piece of gold here, because what we have to do is we're not going to this front side anymore. We're actually going through the back of this like opening here. So we drop a piece of gold just as distraction, and then we run down here and drop in and then block up above our head, because the piglins are going to be dropping in on us, and you take a bit of fall damage, but it's okay because you need to take a bit of fall damage for the route. So then we mine down 2, and then open this up, and then drop down farther, and then this is when we swap to hard, and when we swap to hard, they'll all start dropping down to us. And then we run along here, run around, and sometimes there's a pig here. If there's a pig here, it usually won't be mad at you. So you can just drop a piece of gold to get it down out of there, so you can have your little safety area here. And it's good to punch a pig, or mine a gilded, or like mine a gold block or whatever, because you want to aggro any of the pigs in this second round part as well. And like this is just a good place. It'll kind of get all the pigs up and near you, and you'll be able to get all the pigs like every time. So you want to aggro here. You want to make this little safety area and then aggro yourself here. And then you open up, and this is pretty specific, but you should have 2 pieces of gold on you to draw. So in my case, I just like can craft this, and then I can have 2 pieces of this. So what you want to do is drop through there, open this up, and then drop one more. And then you run in through here, and then you find this hole at like the back right corner, and then block yourself in here. And so after that, this is actually gets pretty confusing, but it's very specific what you have to do. So you mine this gold, and then you open this up and drop in this gold. And then you open this and get all of our backups. So we're at the backups right now. So we're getting those 3 backups, and then we're gonna fill in all of these blocks, and make sure you fill in all of those blocks. And then we're gonna mine down 1, and then we're gonna make a little cup shape. So we block above our head, make a cup shape for the piglins. And then we're gonna mine down and place a block here. And then it's nice placing a block here just for safety. And what we have to do is fill in these 3 blocks, because what we're doing is a gold elevator. And so we're elevating the gold up into this spot, and I'll show what that looks like. But yeah, you have to fill in these 3 blocks and then mine down until you hit the gold. And then it's kind of like diagonal back towards the hole is where you go. And then we mine this block above our head and drop the stack, and then replace the gold, and we can see it elevates all the way up and pops out right next to our piglin pit, and they'll be able to trade it from here. So yeah, make sure you stand in the corner, and then you drop the gold and replace the block really quickly after. So then that elevates the gold all the way up, and this is an awesome route. So then you grab like these 3, and then gold elevator, and then grab these 4, and then gold elevator. And then what I like doing is you come back up here, and usually this piglin will be mad at you because you've been mining a bunch of gold, and you can just drop a lava bucket. And after you've lava bucketed that piglin, you can kind of just make yourself a little bridge here and get over and loot this chest, and then come back up to your trades, and you make a little, you kind of just get back to your trades, and they should be like not mostly done, because low-key this is like a really low piglin route, but they'll have been going for a while. And so then you can like come on a corner of the gold and do your stuff here. Maybe you want to pyrite here or something. So that's the entire route. So I'm going to show it in full speed. For this one, we don't have to wait. So I'm going to just kind of run through it. So yeah, I would get this gold block and make it into gold ingots, because that's just like the easiest thing we can do for distraction. Loot this, loot this. I'm just not really looting properly, so I'm trying to be quick. And then we're gonna break this chest and drop this gold. And then we're gonna take some fall damage, but block ourselves in here. And then let the pigs in, and then place those 2 blocks because it's just nicer for pathing, and then swap to hard. We're gonna run around here and place 2 blocks here. So now we're safe, and we'll punch a pig just to aggro everybody. And then here's a very specific gold toss. Make sure you swap back to easy now. Throw, break, break, throw again. And I took 1 hit because I was hesitating a tiny bit, but that's what you do there. And then we drop the gold to the piglins and fill in all these blocks, and then make our cup shape by mining down, and then fill in these 3 like that. And you can kind of block yourself because this piglin's really annoying sometimes. And once we get to these 2 gold blocks, we mine those 2, and then go back diagonal towards the pit, go into this corner, throw the gold straight up, and elevator it. And then grab these 3, and elevator that. And then you can kind of push this gold out, grab these 4, elevator that. And then now we're going to come up here and kill this piglin. It's an annoying ass piglin. And then we'll loot this chest. and then come back over here. Missing a lot of blocks, but it's honestly, you might take damage from this lava, so it's really annoying, so you want to kind of make sure you're not in the way. And actually, they are, oh, well, we have some more gold on us. So we'll drop the gold back into the corner, and then we can kind of do this little corner tech, and just like pick a hole to drop your random junk in. Um, and yeah, that's the route. It's honestly, it's pretty quick for a lava housing top-down route. And this is a really nice spot to pyro from as well. So yeah, that's the triple variation of the route, and like we lost like one pig, but for the most part you get like pretty much every pig from the triples and then like the three at the backups, and like this is as good as you can do without using the outside manhunt, guys. So it's really really clean, and like the overlaps with the gold elevator are also really good. So for the single we it's very similar. The idea is basically the entirely the same. So we just drop down here and then we mine through, and then I'm not even going to show this off because it's just the exact same. For Ruin, it's slightly different. It's really annoying, honestly. But for Ruin, we can see when it's open like this. The piglins are gonna like drop down here, and they're not gonna go to get us in here unless we're standing on specifically like this block. So if we stand here for a bit and then let them, so like here, I'll show this off again. So we loot these chests and then we drop down here and then we just kind of stand on this block and wait for them to path to us, and then mine down to break above and do that all really quickly and swap to hard. Oh, also you have to swap to hard earlier on this route because they're not going to fall down all the way down here. So you swap to hard like in here. Here, let me put my white proper on. So you mine this chest, distract, drop, drop in here, walk up, hard mode, and then we wait for them, wait for them, wait for them, and then you could actually mine down one block, and then one block, break above, and then yes, and then back to hard. Um, and then the rest of the route's the same. For the for buried, we can see that triple will be the same on buried. I'm gonna have to reset for this, which is kind of annoying, but we can see that when there's a triple, it just cuts out the terrain, so it doesn't matter. But when there's a single and a ruin, the setup is a little bit different, which is kind of annoying. So this is the last thing you have to learn for lava housing. I know it's a lot, but basically when the terrain is cutting off the single like this, instead you just drop into this hole and then block above your head and then mine this way and then mine these three basalt, because that just makes them be able to get to you and you just push them through here. So like um, I want to find it where it's like more buried so that I can show this off a little bit better. But this is the same between single and ruin. So like if it's buried like this, then you just drop into here, place the block above you, mine these two back, so this leads you to this spot where we're normally at, and then just mine those two bottom basalt and then last basalt, and that kind of like lets them in, and then you can block your head and let them in like normal, and now you're back to the regular part of the route and you do the rest of the stuff the same. So it is quite a lot to memorize, but it's honestly really worth it because there's so many different, like, this can like win you a ranked match, or this can like save you a seed. I think there's like some like runs out there that like, you know, have been lost and they wouldn't have had to been lost if they just knew these routes. So yeah, just like having that consistency is really important. Yeah, and again, ruin is the exact same for buried as single here. So yeah. I think that's everything. Cool. Yeah.